What would you like? Blue hippo creature or ball? So this is an example of what's called closed choice. I'm giving you a choice of two items and the options are closed. There's not an infinite number of options. It would be different if I said, what do you want to play with? I'm not giving you a selection and you can just name anything. Or what do you want for dinner? Versus, what do you want for dinner? Pizza or pasta? That's closed choice. We use closed choice a lot with students when we want to give them choice and give them agency, but we don't want them to select anything. So for example, if we were asking a student, do you want to work? That is a yes or no. That's not actually an example of closed choice. But if we said, would you like to work in your chair or at the standing desk, that's an example of closed choice. Really what we're doing with closed choice is we're giving the students a chance to advocate for their needs. So once again, if there's a choice between things and you're selecting those choices, then it's closed choice. But if it's just an open-ended question, it's not closed choice. And also if it's just a yes or no, while it seems like it's a choice, it's not a choice between two things. You're either saying, the student is either going to say yes or they're going to say no. But if, like I said, would you like the blue hippo or would you like the ball? And these are the two options. These are the two choices that the student can have. So you're creating a framework and then they're choosing between those two things. And this can be the same. It can be, do you want to do a math sheet or do you want to work on the iPad? So it's a choice between two things. And really the two things should be in the same category. You know, it's not like we're saying, do you want to work or play? Because those things are not necessarily in the same category. So that was closed choice.